Prasanna Venkatesh. I'm Sergeant at Arms for the club. I welcome you all to the joint meeting of Medley Toastmasters, meeting number 813, and Meraki Toastmasters 207. There are a few ground rules to be followed during the meeting. First, please turn off your mobiles or keep them on silent mode. I'll give you a few seconds. Second, do not talk about sex, religion or politics during the meeting. Toastmasters International is a century-old organization helping its members to grow in the area of public speaking and leadership skills. As per the mission of Toastmasters, we provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their public speaking and leadership abilities, resulting in a greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, without further ado, I'd like to hand over the stage to our president. Let's welcome our president, Toastmaster Pravda.
Thank you, SAA Prasanna Venkatesh, for setting the stage for today's meeting. A very good afternoon to my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome you all to this special joint meeting. With the sound of this gavel, I declare Medley meeting number 813 and Meraki meeting number 207 open. I would like to welcome the dignitaries who have joined today's meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster Sundaraman Chintamani, the past president of Medley Toastmasters Club. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham, the past PR manager of District 82 and past president of Medley Toastmasters Club. Distinguished Toastmaster Satish Kumar, the past finance manager of District 82 and past president of Medley Toastmasters Club and Meraki Toastmasters Club. Distinguished Toastmaster Karthik Mohandas, past division director and the humorous speech champion of district, past humorous speech champion. And Toastmaster Venkateshan, the past president of Medley Toastmasters Club and the present area director of Medley. I also welcome all the members from Meraki Toastmasters Club who have joined today and guests Sonal and Anandi who have joined today's meeting. Welcome and thank you for joining us. We all know that there are different kinds of leadership styles. 3 leadership styles empowers us to work as a community, as a team, and it will work towards this common goal, towards any changes for the successful of any organization. These are ethical leadership, authentic leadership, and transformational leadership. If someone asked me what type of leader I wanted to become, I would say an ethical leader. Ethical leadership is a type of leadership wherein the decision is made as a common thing that is good for the members and not based on the organization's growth or revenue. It provides a workplace culture that is very transparent and it is collaborative and in cohesion, that every member is free to open their voice. A very famous example of ethical leadership was demonstrated in Johnson & Johnson. In the year 1982, 7 people died in a part of America, a part of America, and it was found that it was because of intake of Tylenol. This was a drug that was very commonly prescribed as a painkiller, over-the-counter analgesics that was widely used in America. And investigations shows that this Tylenol capsule was coated by cyanide, and cyanide poisoning was the reason for this death. The Johnson & Johnson leaders immediately took action and they pulled off all the stocks, the products of Tylenol from the market. About 31 million bottles were removed that cost around $100 million in 1982. They stopped the entire production of Tylenol and stopped the advertisement. And later they merged with the law enforcement and found out the culprit, and soon within 2 or 3 months they came up with a temper resistant package that was the very first temper resistant package for medicine. This swift action that was taken, though it was expensive, this action, keeping the priority of the health of the individuals, were considered as the shining example in the corporate ethics as well as in crisis management. An article in Harvard Review has shown that ethical leadership is the key for driving the success for any organization, and any organization should find people who embody the principles of ethical leadership in their leadership rank. And they also suggest certain factors which are responsible for ethical leadership, such as integrity, respect, service, honesty, justice, and living as community. My dear friends, Toastmaster Internationals has a core value of most of these components of ethical leadership: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. For the newcomers, benefit of the newcomers, Toastmaster is an international non-profit educational organization started by a person named Dr. Ralph C. Medley in 1924 to enhance an individual's public speaking and leadership skills. It works as a community of clubs where each club has certain leadership roles, and when it is done properly, it will transform a person into a leader, especially an ethical leader. I myself have transformed into a better leader, a leader who was able to take better decisions, keeping in consideration the interest of the members over the club in certain ethical dilemma. With these words, I would like to hand over the stage to a person who can take this meeting forward. He is the Toastmaster of the day. Today, to do this role, we have a person who is an IT professional who works for Ericsson, India. He is a senior architecture. He is a very calm, composed, and enthusiastic Toastmaster, definitely an ethical leader who is going to be the Vice President Education of Medley in the next term. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Bharat TMOD.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, for the very nice introduction. Good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests. Few months before, we had our school reunion, and my friend Rahul managed to attend this reunion this time. While rest of us were busy discussing and recollecting our old memories, Rahul was always constantly on phone. He was either attending calls, on the meetings, or sending emails. He looked completely exhausted and frustrated. When I inquired with him what is going on with him, he said he was working for 12 hours a day and found it difficult to find time for friends and family. Though he was working for 12 hours, but he was still not doing well professionally. And he was completely devastated because of this. He had no proper sleep, no proper food, no proper physical activities, and no social activities, which made him and took a toll on his body. This daily routine created a snowball effect on him and took a toll on his stress and anxiety levels. The next day, I went to my office and I sat on my desk in front of my laptop and I was reflecting about Rahul's daily routine. And I realized that it was not uncommon, as many of us are juggling between our daily routines and priorities. We try to keep handling these things in our daily routine with forgetting that we need to take a break and re-energize ourselves. It was exactly at that moment, coincidentally, we received a mail from our HR. and the subject was re-energized time. The mail detailed these things. It was about an initiative which our HR launched about a 30-minute break every day between 1 to 1:30 for all the employees. The initiative was like a recharge time or a re-energized time where the employees need not take any official meetings, no official discussion, no screen time, and just a break where you can do anything you want other than any office stuff. So this 30-minute recharge time, which was across the office, it helped to reinvent ourselves and re-energize ourselves to take on the rest of the day. So, but that made me to remember the breaks we used to have in our school and during the lunch break and the snack break, which we always look forward to. It is these lunch break and snack break in our school which recharges or re-energizes us and helps us to take the remainder of our class. And even in every sport as a break time, recharge time where the players get recharged. And even in movie theaters, we do have an interval time. It's an interval break to recharge our minds. So these breaks are vital, which we need to incorporate in our daily routines to recharge and re-energize ourselves. Without these breaks, a simple mundane task will take longer than it needs to be done. Every one of us have a different ways to recharge ourselves. And for me, personally, I find attending a Toastmaster meeting more recharging and rewinding for me. And what could be better to have a joint meeting with both Meraki and Medley Cup, where the synergies and similarities are high between these two clubs. In a general Toastmaster meeting, we have 3 sections. One, the prepared speech, where the speakers would give a speech from the prepared pathways, from the chosen pathway. The second session is an evaluation which should be conducted by a general evaluator, where the speakers and the role players would be evaluated. And the third is the table topic session, which is conducted by a table topic master, where the guests and the members would be invited to speak on a topic on the spot. And for today's meeting, we have also an educational session. With this, now it's the time to invite the general evaluator for the day. Today, for the general evaluator, we have a person who is a research scholar in IIT Madras and who is also a kabaddi player, during his school days. He was a chess master during his bachelor's days, and he was a football player during his master's or a PhD course. For him, the best way to re-energize and rewind is by doing meditation and traveling. So join me in welcoming Toastmaster Hemant as the general evaluator for today's meeting.
Thank you, dear Modi, for such an introduction. Good evening, Medley, and good evening, Meraki. How's the Josh?
Good. Just started.
I guess this year is ending and your energy is also ending. But we should have Josh, right?
Yes.
We are re-energizing here. So, for the benefits of guests and for the benefit of our latest Toastmasters, I would like to talk about what is this general evaluation is. General evaluation has 2 parts. One is where we have speech evaluations. The second is the tag role players, where we have this evaluation for entire meeting. And this evaluation are done by my 2 teams. One is tag role team players and second is by my evaluation team that will evaluate the respective speeches. Without further ado, I would like to talk about the tag team. What is this tag? TAG. Timer, counter and grammarian. For me, the first timer, who is managing the time for overall meeting and for respective speeches, is a manager from MNC company and he loves cooking. Today, I am calling DTM Karthik for being the timer for today's meeting.
Thank you so much, Hemant. I attend Toastmasters meeting to improve my energy. No, this is basically to save time. TIME to improve my energy. So everybody comes here and improves everybody's energy because you pass your enthusiasm, energy to everyone. As a speaker, when you come here, do it, but you have a time limit. So my role is to make sure you pass the energy within the time limit. For prepared speaker, it is 5 to 7 minutes. So at the minimum time, I'll be showing the green card. At the intermediate time, I'll be showing the yellow card. And the maximum time, I'll be showing the red card. Okay? And you have 30 seconds to wrap up. So make sure you do it. The same way for table topics, it is 1 to 2 minutes. So 1 minute minimum time, I'll be showing the green, intermediate yellow, and maximum time red. For evaluation, it is 2 to 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes 30 seconds, and 3 minutes similar. For education session, it is 20 minutes, 18, 19, and 20.
15, 18 and 20.
Oh, 15. Okay. Thank you so much for
15, 18
correcting.
and 20.
15, 18, and 20. So, okay. Based on the agenda I mentioned, sorry. Okay, with this, when you come here to improve the energy of everybody in the audience, when you come here, do it. But do make sure within the time limit. Over to you.
Thank you. After timer, we have our counter. And for today's our counter role, we have Toastmasters from Meraki Club. He is willing to learn and willing to share. Let me call our counter of today, Toastmaster Gopinath.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and good afternoon, Meraki's and Medleyians.
Good afternoon.
I was with my 8th standard. I was graduating from pencil to pen. One particular day, while writing an English exam, I committed a mistake. For correcting that, I did this. My English teacher was so good. She asked me, told Gopinath, next time if there is a correction, simply put a cross and keep writing. My dear friends, today I am going to play the role of the accountant. I will be watching about the correct words which you are using while you are speaking here, like so on and so forth. So don't use any, if at all if you happen to use those correct words, don't try out any fancy things like that. I will be making a note of it, and I will be coming and sharing my report when the general evaluator calls me again. Thank you very much.
Final of track team is G, grammarian. And for them, there is no introduction needed actually. But he is such a great person. Let me call him English graduate, and he is passionate about photography. Let me call DTM Thomas for today's grammarian.
Thank you, GMOD. Good afternoon, M Square.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
I can't make out which M you are. That's the beauty of synergy. Today, given there are two teams have come together, we have two words. The two words, I hope they are readable. To explain this, according to Merriam-Webster, synergy is the combined action or operation of multiple elements. Whereas symbiosis is a close relationship between two or more organisms, often for mutual benefit, at least for one benefit if it's a parasitic relationship. The combined power of multiple things, which will be larger than the sum of the individual, typically as we know. That is the other definition for synergy. Now, for example, the synergy between technology and human insight, how it multiplies. Second is symbiosis, which is a close association between more than one organism. For example, I'm told, dictionary tells me it's given as between a resident population and a migrant population. But I cannot get over more than this mother and child, because I find there is an element of the instinctive. The other one is intellectual. You are solving a problem by coming together. It's my definition. It's not yet entered the dictionary, but I'm sure it will. So I will keep a watch for who all are using either of them or also their conjugations as adjectives. You are welcome to do that, which is symbiotic or synergetic. Exactly. Second task that I have is to keep up, not a watch. Listen to all the noises. See what's good, see what could be improved. And I'll be back here with my report when I'm asked to do so by the GE.
Thank you.
So this is my tag role here. They will evaluate all the meetings. This is needed for making our meetings beneficial. It's not just for all the members but for guests also. They will look into brief and minute details of what you are doing. And finally, I will talk about and give my report of how this meeting was. Finally, are you all ready?
Yes.
So let me give the stage to TMOD for further speeches.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for briefing us about the evaluation sessions. Now we move on to the first session of our Toastmaster meeting, which is the prepared speeches. And today we have three prepared speeches, and the first speaker for today is Toastmaster Venkat. Toastmaster Venkat is a domain expert in an IPR firm. He has always a positive approach towards life. He is very optimistic and feels that always the life should move on. The way he energizes himself is to take rest and go out for a walk. Before I call upon Toastmaster Venkat, I would like to invite his evaluator Toastmaster Srividya to read about the speech objectives.
TM Venkatesh is attempting the purpose of the project is to learn about different communication styles and identify your primary style. Presentation mastery level 2. Learning about your communication styles is the project.
Thank you, evaluator. I now invite Toastmaster Venkat. Attitude, Toastmaster Venkat. Toastmaster Venkat, attitude. Thank you.
How many people surf the web daily? How many people will hit the original website whenever you were surfing? My job is to find out the fake websites. That is one of the cyber spotting activities, and about the third party domain registration. Good afternoon, Toastmaster and guests. I'm planning to buy a Jaguar in 2025. When I found the URL www.jaguar.in, it was misdirected to matrimonial site. My wife was sitting with me. Imagine the situation. I was breaking it to overcome the problem, to convince my wife and the client. In a con call with the client, my company CEO and vice president and other team leaders are present. Because of the fake website, Jaguar Land Rover loses the reputation and monetary benefit. Number 2, CEO and vice president of my company and team members are also present in the con call. Number 3, if I could not resolve the issue about the fake website, I may lose my job. Given my enthusiasm and optimism for my work, with my analytical communication, I proved the client that the domain was registered by third party and it was redirected to multiple websites. Because of my analytical communication, satisfied the client. The client was happy. Company CEO and VP were appreciating my valiant effort. Finally, I saved my job and convinced my wife. Flashback. In the year 2015, I was attending Vaibhav OC examination at Mumbai Trademark Registry before the Controller General of Patent, 3 IRS officers. IRS acronym is Indian Revenue Service. They were asking the questions about the Sections and Trademarks Act. I was replying all the questions with succinctly and politely with a direct communication to all the questions. The question number 1 is, goddess name Krishna can be registered or not? I said goddess and religious name cannot be registered. The question number 2, they are asking, domain name can be registered as a trademark. I said, of course, domain name can be registered as a trademark. Because of my excellent communication, I convinced the controllers. The chief controller, Mr. Boja, was smiled at me, and I got the full mark in the Viva examination. Because of that, I was placed 4th rank all over India. My name was notified in the journal, in the website also, and my trademark agent code is 1000. That is why my colleagues used to say that you are Ayurithil Uruvan in Tamil. They used to say that. Despite studied in the English medium from 6th standard to MCA, I have a problem with the English language whenever communicating. But my Medley Toastmasters group, my second family, always given an opportunity for me to participate in TT session without fail, to overcome my English language obstacles. Buddy Toastmasters, I request you, all the Toastmasters, to attend the meeting regularly to overcome the communication problem. Because of this analytical communication skill, I have enhanced my professional career. What about you, Toastmasters?
Thank you for highlighting the importance of analytical communication. Our next speaker on stage is a project manager by profession. She loves to spend time with her family and friends, and she has been recently trying to reinvent herself, and Toastmaster platform has been helping her to do that. And her ways by which she re-energizes herself is to connect with her close friends and have a meaningful conversation. And that's Toastmaster Hemalata for us. Before I call Toastmaster Hemalata, I would request our evaluator, Toastmaster Narendra, to speak to inform us about the objectives.
Thank you, T. Moody. Good afternoon, everyone. Toastmaster Hemalata is giving her speech from the Legacy Pathway Leadership Development, Level 3. She's doing an elective project, Know Your Sense of Humor. The purpose of this project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. The speech should include at least one anecdote or story intended to entertain or bring humor into the presentation. Timer, please note that the timing of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes as always. All the best, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Now I invite Toastmaster Hemalata. Toastmaster Hemalata, Fabulous 40. Fabulous 40, Toastmaster Hemalata.
I accidentally turned 40 again this year. So I'm in a weird age where old people think I'm young and young people think I'm very old. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and my dear guest. The beautiful or the best period of women's life is the 10 years between the age 39 and 40. So this is the age where 40 I'm actually 18 with 22 years of wisdom or 22 years of experience. So as far as this age is concerned, people actually think when I was actually leading my previous organization, when I was leading leading the throwball team, so we actually were in our finals. In our finals, when I was in my finals, I took up the last service. I gave the service high above the sky. So when I gave the service high above the sky, the opponent was not able to touch the ball. The moment they were not able to touch the ball, we actually won the match. The finals, we won the match with a team's effort of synergy. We were able to reach the finals and we won the match. A girl from the other corporate, a girl like probably Jayashree, came forward to me. She congratulated me. She said it was an amazing match and you played very well. The service was really good. And she said that was an awesome match and you're too good for your age, auntie. And I was like, oh my God. When someone is calling, it was really hurting. At the age of 40, everything is either sinking or shrinking. So my hairline has got receded, my waistline has got expanded, and earlier I used to have a broad mind and a narrow waist. Now both have traded places. So can anyone tell me what is the Roman numeral for the number 40?
4x.
10.
4x.
it is XL. So that is the reason the waistline has got expanded. Now, so the moment like women is more valuable when she turns 40. The reason is her hair turns silver all of a sudden. So that is the reason she is more valuable when she turns 40. I do not have any wrinkle. The reason I do not have any wrinkle is like simple. The secret is like stay fat always. Once you stay fat always, you won't get a wrinkle at all. So age of 40 is nothing but like all you need to do is like celebrate the age of 40 with wrinkle cream over the wisdom over the wrinkle cream, expectation over the experience, and laughter line over anything else. I am a girl's mother and I am going to complain about her attitude. And for sure I know that she got it from me. The other day she was actually singing or rather screaming the K-pop songs. And I was telling her like those days like our songs, we used to have a good songs like which was like pleasant to hear and melodious to sing. She said like only boomers will listen to all those songs. Now I didn't know why she is calling me a chewing gum. Without understanding why she is calling me the name of a chewing gum, I asked her like, I told her, I advised her not to talk like this to her elders or anyone else in the family. And slowly I asked her, what is the meaning for boomer? She said the person who is actually advising without any reason, without any need is a boomer. Though she was like this, but like we actually have a very good synthesis between a mother-daughter relationship. When there are two things which happen in our body when we turn 40. One is like our memory fades away. We keep forgetting everything. Number two, okay, now I forgot what is number two. So let's have one which is like the memory starts fading away. And when I'm talking about forgetting about things, I am actually, with the moment I enter the room, I can actually instantly forget like why I entered the room. But like the lyrics which came up in the 90s, in the period of 90s, I still remember. But like where I kept my mobile or keys is something, the mystery of the age. I've entered the magical age where I keep forgetting everything. And as far as like adult, I have my friend circle has actually come down. It is not even a circle, it has become a dot now. So whenever I call up my friends in the WhatsApp group, they immediately say like for any outing or something, they immediately say that like they'll not respond. And all I do is like I just message them saying like, girls please respond. The moment they hear the word girls, they'll all respond. When I open, I have a flurry of messages in my WhatsApp group. And the moment I open, they'll say like, hey ma, it's not possible, I'll not be able to make it. But still they'll respond just because I call them girls. So now, as far as 40 is concerned, like if you didn't grow till the age of 40, you don't have to grow at all. So now I stopped celebrating my birthdays. The cost of candles is more than the cost of the cake. So I've actually stopped celebrating my birthday celebration. Stop celebrating birthdays. Finally, I've entered to the age where I can actually do anything and everything without seeking permission from anyone. But actually it's too tired to do everything. Now I'm feeling very tired to do everything. Whenever like I meet my doctor, he says like go for a full body health checkup. And I'll say like I'm good and great, like why should I go for one? He'll say like let's find out one, go for a medical checkup. And now my brownies have become brown rice, my pizzas and noodles have actually become vegetable salad and grilled chicken. And my cup of coffee has become organic oats. So everything is sent. But despite everything has been changed, 40 is not the end of everything. 40 is the beginning for us to understand who we are and what we actually need. All we need is a simple sleep, comfortable shoes, early to bed, and simple food is what like we actually need. And here is like a new 30 with 10 years of wisdom with whole lot of fun. Thank you. Over to you.
feel good at 40. Thank you so much. Our next speaker on stage is Toastmaster Jayashree, who is a product coach, a consultant, and a marketer with a wealth of experience working with Fortune 500 companies. She is also a passionate Toastmaster, a passionate communicator, and a keynote speaker in many corporate and educational institutions. She is also actively involved in a Toastmaster community to enhance and hone her public speaking and coaching skills. And her best way to rejuvenate and re-energize is listening to music and playing instruments like guitar and keyboard. Before I call upon Toastmaster Jayashree, I would like to invite our evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Satish, to read about the speech objectives.
Good afternoon, everyone. To the test speaker, Jayashree. She is delivering a project from the electives, building a social media presence from the path engaging humor. The purpose of the speech for the member is to apply her understanding of social media to enhance an established or new social media presence and deliver a speech in front of members to share some aspect of her experience in establishing or enhancing a social media presence. Timer, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best to the speaker. Over to you, TMO.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Satish. I now invite Toastmaster Jayashree. Toastmaster Jayashree, can you run a marathon when your shoe is biting? Can you run a marathon when your shoe is biting? Toastmaster Jayashree.
Have you ever been attracted to something when you do window shopping? Only 1, 2, 3, 4, slowly, almost everyone. I once spotted a tiny attractive shoes. That caught my attention, screaming, "Jayashree, buy me!" I went near it, tried it, seeing myself adorable in the mirror, got that packed to the hole, and I regretted it. They were tight. My toes rebelled, and shoe bites followed. I tried everything that I could do. Putting some oil, stretching my legs, wearing some sock. Nothing worked. But eventually I started loving that shoe. So I tried it, made sure that it gets fit at one point in time. And eventually it did. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, taking up the role of Vice President Public Relations at Medley turned out to be wearing another pair of new shoes. Looked glamorous outside. I could see laughter moments here. Challenging inside. but the moment when I get comfortable, it was delightful towards the end. When I joined the PR team subcommittee in February 2024, it all looked manageable. Create a flyer there, post the flyer there. That's what I did. And Vijay was there to guide me throughout. Eventually, I thought, okay, it's just simple, why not I take up that role? The real shoe bite began in July 2024 when I stepped onto that role. I created my first flyer that got me so much of likes, comments and appreciation, along with some comments. Jayashree, please remove it down. The district must post it first. I was like, one more group of people are coming to me and saying like, why did you remove it? This other group of people, they're asking me, why didn't you post it? I was like, what should I do now? So I called my friend Vijay, who was then the previous VPPR. Vijay, I remember our conversations very well. When you were the VPPR and I was part of the subcommittee, I was saying all this and I didn't understand it. I didn't understand then what it is, but now I'm understanding in the very first week. VPPR role is not about being glamorous, but it requires a lot of grit. With that challenge set in place, I set ambitious target for me. For me, I felt numbers speaks louder than words. So what I thought is, let me just drastically increase 30% of the primary metrics in all the social platforms of Medley. Thought it's an easy goal. When I read through the research, it felt like 25% is achievable. But I felt confident that, okay, let me do it 30% all the platforms. That's what I set myself. What I tried upon is various hashtags, various captions, emojis. I got 4 new followers in the first week of July in Instagram. 8 unfollowed the page. 10 new subscribers in YouTube channel, 15 unsubscribed in the second week. That was the trend that was going. I know something I was doing. I don't know whether it was right or wrong. That was the status. And when I checked with people, they said like they had no clue on why it's happening. So I started reading about the social media algorithms, and then I figured out one size fits never. Everything cannot be fit in one size. So every social platform has to be strategized and it has to be customized accordingly. That's when I set my goals ambitiously from this, but again, I arrived at my strategy making Instagram as the key driver for my results. Where Instagram thrived on hashtags and reels, whereas Facebook required captivating captions. And YouTube demanded consistent uploads. All this nobody taught me in the real world, but it all was learned in a hard way. And it was not just about figuring this out, not about just creating it, but about when do I post it. Posting and the right time to figure out what works in each platform is a rocket science. I had to study across, and then I found out my own sweet way of finding out what worked well in these platforms. Sometimes my dad used to come and ask me, are you getting paid for all this? And my mom would chime in and say like, you never take your breakfast, lunch and dinner at proper time, but you keep alarm for posting all this in different channels. That's how my day began, but when I started following it diligently across all the platforms, I started feeling overwhelmed. At one point in time, I decided to quit, but what I thought is like at least I should achieve one goal, which is to get at least the 30% increase in Instagram to hit the 800 followers in Instagram. And the next meeting that was coming up was Medley milestone 800. And I made sure I wanted to get that 800 number during my milestone meeting. So I strategized for that. The day before the meeting, I was refreshing the page, it was still on 799. 3 o'clock, I woke up and then I refreshed, it was still again 799. And then I thought it's not going to happen. At 7 a.m. I opened and I refreshed, it was 801. We did it. And we got our 800th follower on that milestone day of Medley 800 and 801 on the same day. It was a huge success. That propelled me to move further and continue these activities. Soon I got to reap the benefits in other platforms. I made sure I achieved the 30% across all the platforms, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn or Facebook. Name any platforms, we would have gotten 30% increase in their base. And the main important thing here is average guest walk-in, which was about 3 to 4 in the previous term. But in this term, we got houseful in most of the meetings. It got skyrocketed 2x times with about 8 to 10 guests walking every meeting because of that social platform. And 11 new members got added into this term, out of which 75% said that their discovery point was social media. And with all this being said, what's in it for Medley? Guest walk-in, more chairs, more income source to pay this whole rent in one way. And few guests say that they know the people of Medley because they have already seen their YouTube videos. While I was going through all this, I realized sometimes the shoe bite might be hard in the beginning, but when you do it with love and determination, you get used to it. You cannot just crawl, you cannot just walk, but you can even run marathon.
Thank you, Truly, the role has been a synergy between the guests and the members of Medley for the past term. Thank you so much for it. Now, may I request the timer to read out the qualified speakers? I can just
Definition and aim.
Okay. I request all the members and guests to vote for the best speakers once you get the link in the group or on the voting slips when it is distributed to you. Before we move on to the next session, can we all do a small activity to re-energize ourselves? Yes. We all as Toastmasters, we know we are very good in clapping. But do we also clap at the right time? Let's check that out. Now, when I call a number, you will have to clap. And the number should be multiples of 5. Which means I'll call out a number randomly, and only if it's at multiples of 5, you need to clap. Like for example, if I call it a 4, you should not be clapping. And if it is 5 or multiples of 5, you should be clapping. Ready? Okay. The number starts 8, 15, 23, 45, 60, 105, 128, 133.5. 200. Very good. Thank you all. It's a way to re-energize and rekindle ourselves. With that, we move on to the next session, which is a table topic session and which should be conducted by a table topic master. To conduct this session for today, we have a Toastmaster who is a classical acupuncturist by profession and who is on a mission to save the world without drugs. The ways he likes to re-energize himself is to travel, and he likes to travel to Bangalore and Pondicherry now and then to meet his friends and re-energize and rejuvenate himself. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Pramod Anand, the table topic master for today.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Bharat. Table topic session, also known as impromptu speaking or extempore outside Toastmasters, is where we practice thinking on our feet. So this is a very exciting session because we don't know which topic we're going to receive from the table topics master, and guests get to participate as well. Just so that you all know, the time given to you is for 1 to 2 minutes with 30 seconds extra. So at the end of 1 minute, the timer will show green. I request that the guests who are called here, as well as the new Toastmasters, try to make it past the green card so that you're not time disqualified. And so that the experienced Toastmasters try to make it past the yellow card and not past the grace period. So for our first topic, I would like to call Toastmaster Ashok onto the stage. Toastmaster Ashok, what does re-energize mean to you, and how do you plan to recharge for the coming year? What does re-energize mean to you, And how do you plan to recharge for the coming year? Toastmaster Ashok.
Thank you so much. I joined Toastmasters 11 years back. And at that point in time, I had no clue what this club is about. Because when I walked in for the first time into Toastmasters, someone was talking about sandwich technique, and I thought this was a cookery class because the name itself had toast in it, so I thought there is something cooking here. But later I realized that this is one place that helps me re-energize week after week. And I had this great opportunity of getting a taste of all varieties of clubs. First I started with a corporate club, which is my own company's club. And then later I moved on to a community club, which is the Chennai Communicators, and then later I moved on to the Advanced Toastmasters in Meraki. So I had the opportunity of meeting a lot of people, and of late I realized that this is a great platform to re-energize week after week, not only by improving the communication and leadership skills, but also by networking, talking to a lot of people and understanding their perspectives. And this helped me a lot in improving my professional life as well. So in the coming year, I want to do more of the same, and I wish to take up more roles in every meeting and become a better version of myself. And over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok. Toastmasters is truly a symbiosis. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Sundareshan onto the stage. Toastmaster Sundareshan, if you could design a re-energized retreat, what would it include and why? If you could design a re-energized retreat, what would it include and why? Toastmaster Sundareshan.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for a rejuvenating topic also. It re-energizes everyone. I have done few charity work, but at some stage, knowingly or unknowingly, I got stuck in other tasks. I have not continued in that one. If I'm going to retreat and re-energize myself to continue in that journey of charity, I feel it will be the best decision which I will be making in the new year 2025. I have done some charity of teaching for poor kids. For some reason, again, it got stuck. I used to give some dress materials for the poor and for the aged old age homes. It got stuck. So I am going to review now after this topic. It has opened my eyes. Let me make a checklist. What are all the things I have done? What are all the things I have stopped? What are all the things I can retreat and continue with myself or with my friend's help and continue in my journey? Ultimately, moving ahead helps myself and others also. Let me try in the new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sundareshan. Relaxation and productivity are truly synergetic. Next, as we've had two Toastmasters speak, I would like to call a guest Sonal. Yes, Sonal. What's the one thing you could do to stay motivated when feeling tired or uninspired? What's the one thing you could do to stay motivated when feeling tired or uninspired? Yes, Sonal.
Thanks. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone have enjoyed a Christmas a lot and preparing for the new year. So many a times it will be happen like a new year is coming or 2024 is going to be end. So we'll be feeling like the daily routine, the daily chorus works, and everything is so coming fast and there's no time to relax ourselves. So many a times those things happen in my case also. And whenever it feels frustrated, it feels boresome, I try to practice or I try to design something and do coloring in that. And I don't know, it is very weird. Suppose if I see any lion or I see any owl, rather than coloring like original brown or original yellow, I like to fascinate with it different colors. So it makes me feel very different from that and also helps me to keep motivated whatever I am doing in current. So these are my ideas to keep reinventing inside yourself and seeing the things in a new form.
Thank you, guest Sonal. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Hari out of the stage. Toastmaster Harini, describe a moment when stepping out of your comfort zone recharged your enthusiasm for life. Describe a moment when stepping out of your comfort zone recharged your enthusiasm for life. Toastmaster Harini.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. I think in one of our Medley milestone meeting, our team planned to have a flash mob singing. So I'm not used to do any kind of stage performance in the past. I'm a very shy girl, so that's what I've been telling that I joined Toastmaster to overcome my public speaking. So when I think Toastmaster Priyadarshini and others, they said we'll do a flash mob, and then I think Toastmaster distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad, he also sang some Badsha song. So that was really a fun moment, and then I really shed my fear of singing in public, though it was a chorus song that we all had, that Gumbaloda Govinda song. So we all sang in some chorus. I really did enjoy that moment because I really feel very uncomfortable to sing or dance. Because in my childhood, when I learned Bharatanatyam, my mom will always ask me when we go to a guest home, she will say, why don't you do 2 steps, please dance in front of them. So actually that put me in tough spot, and then I wasn't comfortable doing that. So that I quit dancing, and then I did do some stage performance, but somehow I was never comfortable to be in limelight. But that day during Medley milestone meeting, I really felt they kindled the child inside. So mostly people there, like Hemalata said, all above 40. Today I could relate myself. Hemalata was actually narrating my story. I could feel myself, and that's how I felt that milestone meeting was a moment for me to shed my fear and then come out of that comfort zone and then sing in front of people. Then maybe I did not dance. Even last like a week back in some of the get together, they pulled me to dance and all. I did not dance, and then still they took reels and then made me dance also. So I think those are the moments that I really stepped out of my comfort zone, and then I feel that is going to really open gates of exploring my own inner passion. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harini. Limelight is both exciting and intimidating, I understand. Next, I'd like to call guest Raja Annamalai onto the stage. Guest Raja Annamalai, what is your go-to activity to feel more energized? What is your go-to activity to feel more energized? Guest Annamalai.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to give you a sense of advanced Happy New Year to you all. Okay, so the topic is like what is that?
What is your go-to activity to feel more energized?
Go-to activity to feel more energized. Okay, so everyone, it's like our problem is like a procrastination. So procrastination is every human beings, we are all facing the problem in our day-to-day life. So to overcome this, like I have like many, like I'm planning like starts from the day. It's like waking up early in the morning, like starts doing the meditation kind of like, and then going for a walking, and then like during the walking, like I'm trying to do like audio books listening. So these are all the main things like which I am focusing on this coming the new year 2025. So which will be the go-to activities of the 2025 year. So that will be my goals for the year 2025 as well. So this is very important for everyone to follow everyone to have the goals and then to follow the same. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Raja Damari. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Bharat Swaminathan onto the stage. Toastmaster Bharat, share your vision for the ideal new year and how you'll stay energized to make it happen. Share your vision for the ideal new year and how you'll stay energized to make it happen. Toastmaster Bharat.
Okay. My new year starts off with the same thing that I do every new year, which is make a list of things that I want to do to make the year a memorable one. And I usually don't get around to doing any of it, but I list out some things that I think is the ideal one, which is what it is. Read one book a week. 52 books in a year would be fantastic. Get to the gym and work out at least 3 times a week. I've never done it in my life. Take up a sport. I am doing this for the last 6 months maybe, hoping to continue it during the over the course of 2025, and meditate every morning after waking up before sunrise. A bit hard for me because I've had difficulty sleeping before 2 a.m. So that's basically what I think is the ideal new year or ideal day for me. And if I do that every day of the year, I think it would be a fantastic year and put me ahead by at least a decade, and will probably even undo a decade of mistakes. So that's basically my ideal new year, and hopefully it happens in 2025 and energizes me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat, and best wishes for your goals. Next, I would like to call guest Anandi onto the stage. Guest Anandi, what small change in your daily routine helps you feel more prepared for tomorrow? What small change in your daily routine helps you feel more prepared for tomorrow? Yes, Anandi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pramod. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I have the habit of waking up so early around 4 o'clock because more than past 20 years. But once I reached the age of, as Emelata said, 40 and 45, now I am 50. This age, this early wake up makes me tired at the time of 11 o'clock in the morning. So I felt this is that needed waking around 4 o'clock. Is it very, very important that time if I wake up? I have done so many things like doing my yoga and preparing something for my son and preparing my official work, all those things. It's very helpful to me. At the same time, it's giving some drawback in some of the area. So I feel, as he asked, I thought I should not wake up around 4 o'clock. I should slightly push it to 5 o'clock and plan it ahead in the previous day itself. What are the things I am doing around 4 o'clock? I can do it in the previous day night itself. And the next day, if I wake up around 5 o'clock, it will be okay. It will give some, some re-energize the whole day. That's what I feel. So, as he asked, what is exactly? Sorry.
If you make what small change in your daily routine helps you feel more prepared for tomorrow?
This is exactly what the small change, wake up around 4 o'clock, I push it to 5 o'clock, and what are the things I should do it in the whole day. I will plan it ahead, then it will be okay for me. That's what I feel. It will be suitable to your topic.
Thank you, guest Anandi. Definitely finding a sweet spot early in the morning is quite a challenge. Timer, do we have time? One more? One more. So, next, I would like to call Toastmaster Srijay Anand. Toastmaster Srijay Anand, if you could rewind time, what would you do differently to make this year more fulfilling? If you could rewind time, what would you do differently to make this year more fulfilling? Toastmaster Srijay Anand.
Good afternoon all, and what I do differently or to rewind my time is preparing my basics once again, as I felt after a 1 year break I joined my masters in MA English. It was quite a bit of time, and the last 4 months from August to December felt like I'm going for a new journey where it is so difficult to enhance after a 1 year break, so that I would rehabit myself to re-energize and rejuvenate and make me myself about the clarity and to enhance the mission successfully and more prosperously, as I wished to complete my graduation in the year 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srijay Anand. Fellow Toastmasters, and you. Okay, yes, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, thank you for the fantastic Toast Table Topic session. Timer, could you please?
Modified speakers are Toastmaster Ashok, Toastmaster Sundaresan, and I call the name, please raise your hands. Toastmaster Ashok, Toastmaster Sundaresan, Toastmaster Harini, guest Raja Arunachalam, Toastmaster Bharat, guest Anandi, and Toastmaster Sriya.
Right. Toastmaster, Timer, could we have one more speaker? Do we have time?
As per the agenda.
No, alright. Over to Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prabhu, for the wonderful table topics. With that, you brought in a lot of tips and tricks for us to start using it throughout the year. For the next session, we have an educational session by a Toastmaster, and his journey in Toastmasters for the past 4 years is an inspiration for all of us. If you're wondering what all you can achieve in 4 years in Toastmasters, then this person's journey in Toastmasters is a template to follow. He has been and played various XCOM roles at Medley, and he has also been various part in the various district and annual conferences. Every now and then you will find flyers of his name coming around. You will be either playing and chief judge for a contest, or giving an educational session, or a speaker, or a role at various clubs. He is a certified mentor in his organization. He has completed his gold and silver certification in mentorship, and he is now currently pursuing a platinum membership for certification. He currently has 7 associates under him as part of his mentoring journey. Let's welcome Toastmaster Venkateseshan V for the educational session on mentoring, speeches and beyond.
Camera can start. 2 months back, distinguished Dr. Toastmaster Anuradha, our Vice President Education, approached me to take up this education session. Little did I know that this session I am going to take along for the audience along with the Advanced Toastmasters Club, the first Advanced Toastmasters Club of District 120. How many of you review your speech with your mentor? Okay, let me start with this question that is more appropriate. How many of you know who is your mentor? What is your mentor's name? Thank you, I am with you. How many of you review your speech script with your mentor? Those who haven't raised, don't worry, I am with you. Do you review your project manual, the project objectives with your mentor? Yes? Those who didn't raise hands, I am with you. And finally, do you seek for mentors outside Toastmasters? Do you have any mentors outside Toastmasters? Those who didn't raise hands, I'm sorry, I'm not with you. I'm with those who raised their hands. Today's session, when I decided this topic, mentoring as the education session, I was a bit curious who is going to be the audience. Unfortunately, I had a difficult decision to make. One, the Toastmasters of Medley who have joined recently, very new to Toastmasters, and the guests for whom this specific session has to be given, where they will be introduced to mentoring, the purpose of mentoring, the benefits of mentoring, and the advanced Toastmasters from Medley and also from Meraki. So the session has to be more interactive. It should address to all the audiences. So our session will start with mentoring in Toastmasters, what is it all about, how it is done, how it can be more effective, followed by beyond speeches for some experienced Toastmasters, like 2-3 years into Toastmasters. I consider myself in that space. And finally, the success formula, how a mentoring can be successful. Being a person who has failed as a mentee as well as a mentor, I found out one secret sauce, a success formula, which I wanted to share with all of you. That's how the flow of the session would be. So what is mentoring? Why it is required and how you can do it successfully. An experienced Toastmaster, this is for the benefit of guests and the new members, an experienced Toastmaster will be assigned as a mentor to new members, where they will guide you to develop your speaking skills, improve your confidence and leadership skills, so that you can achieve what you wanted to achieve through Toastmasters. So that is the mentoring process that we have in Toastmasters. Why it is required? As a newcomer, as a new Toastmaster, it is very important to get you onboarded and get that confidence to become a better speaker than you were when you enrolled. So an experienced Toastmaster will be able to guide you, give you feedback, so that you could become more confident speaker, you will be able to achieve your goals and improve your communication and leadership skills. These are the generic things. In new generation of mentoring, why it is required? Maybe it is open to all the audiences. What is that you would get as a Toastmaster, either it be as a mentor or a mentee? What would you get in new generation Toastmastering or mentoring?
Planning trips. Plan trips.
Okay.
My mentor takes me that.
To plan trips, you advise, it's called reverse mentoring. Because of you, he went to Kashmir, so it's a reverse mentoring. True. Anything else? A study shows that it is a kind of stress busters in a corporate world. In a corporate setup, we always go behind the goals of a collective common, but meanwhile we get into stress. A mentoring process helps both mentor and mentee to relieve those stresses, because you get aligned to a person who might be a little bit unknown to you or outside your team, and you get to discuss about various things outside what you are working on currently. So it becomes a stress buster for a mentor as well as a mentee in this new generation. The second one is the most important thing, which is the cross-generational learning, where you learn from the other generation. Okay. When I was ready to give this session, the mentoring session is more like a boomer uncle session. So I was thinking how I'm going to do it, but one specific thing which brought attention to me is the cross-generational learning. I will give an example in my personal life as a mentor, where I'm mentoring my colleagues and mentees in my organization. Two things which I learned. One, I started learning about DevOps, which I didn't even know what it was before I started mentoring this one person. And the second thing, usually I'm into sales. Usually when we go and discuss with our customers, they ask what is your USP, how it is different from your competitors. I had to find a valid point or a story to tell my customer how I am different, how my company or organization is different. Incidentally, when I was discussing with my mentee in one meeting, he told me that he has moved from Accenture, the organization, to my company. Then I asked him, why did you change? What is the purpose? He explained the reasons. From that, I got a clue or a point where I had to differentiate my organization from my competitor. How I can bring up that story into my business pitch. That way, I was able to learn from my mentee, as she said, reverse mentoring, and also you could learn technologies and few things outside what you are currently working on. So that is one of the key benefits of cross-generation learning, which will be useful for both a mentor and mentee. Mentoring, how it is done typically in Toastmasters. When you are assigned a mentor as a newcomer, when you are assigned a mentor by your Vice President Education, you can have initial meetings with your mentor to understand, share your objectives and understand what is his expectations, and then come up with setting the expectations between your mentor and mentee, how you are going to meet, how you are going to take the feedback, those kind of discussions you can have, and then you decide on your goals. Few mentees, they are smart enough, like me, they join Toastmasters with an objective. Few like me, they get inspired by great speakers who come and speak on the stage, and they join, and later they come up with their goals and objectives. So it takes time for some of us. So after initial meetings, you set your goals. That is very important before you move on to the next stage. Goals and objectives, when you are going to achieve this. So that way, the mentor will be able to support you and help you through this journey. And have regular reviews. You decide with your mentor what is your frequency of meeting. It can be a month, it can be 45 days or 15 days or after completing your project. But decide on that and align to that objective and proceed. And finally, reward, retrospect and review. I know few Toastmasters here, after their completion of level, they go for a party, they enjoy. So reward them from mentor or mentee, and retrospect how it was done, how your journey had been, and what better you could do in the upcoming meetings. And review it, and you can also change your objectives and goals and work towards those goals. As a mentor, how you can give a feedback. So you can give feedback in a more positive and constructive way, but be candid on that. Encourage self-reflection. This is one important thing which I will touch upon later. It is not that your mentee is going to be the other version of you. They have to be a better version of themselves. So as a mentor, give feedback such that they introspect, they self-reflect and improve from where they are. And respect and open communication and genuine interest, that is the first starting point. The mentor should have the genuine interest to mentor someone. As a mentee, set the clear goals before you start and seek feedback. Sometimes due to lack of time or other engagements, the mentor could not be available, but seek feedback whenever it is possible and apply those feedback in your upcoming projects. And give regular updates to your mentor. Sometimes they may not be able to track your progress, but give them the updates in your regular meetings and check in with your mentors. Now, beyond speeches, before I move into this, I have one rather two scenarios which I would like to share, and I would like you to respond to that. Let's say there is a Toastmaster Aligiri. I'm not referring to any names here, it is just imaginary names. He has been assigned a kind of symbiotic relationship, we can call it as a mentor, with the Toastmaster Venkat, where they have identified what is his needs in leadership goals, achieving the leadership goals, and how he can improve his communication skills. What is the nature of this relationship, whether it is coaching or mentoring? That's the question. Is it mentoring or coaching between Aligiri and Venkat? Mentoring. Right. There is another scenario. Let's say Toastmaster Srividya, she wants to become a district ISC champion in 2025. And her mentor had told her that she has to improve her vocal variety. She reaches out to Anupama. How many of you know Anupama, who was Discover 2023 keynote speaker? Now, she works with Anupama to improve her voice and vocal variety. What is the nature of relationship between Anupama and Toastmaster Srividya? So now you know the difference between what is a coach and what is a mentor. Who is a mentor and who is a coach? Because this typically gets confused. People get confused between coach and mentor. Usually we get our mentoring done for our speeches. We write speech, we send it to our mentor and get it reviewed. Sometimes they rewrite, they script it. But the mentoring in Toastmasters is not just the speeches. It is beyond the speeches. You can go to your mentor for role-based mentoring. Whether it be a Toastmaster of the day, you can be a conference chair for a division conference or area conference. You can reach out to your mentor, get his guidance, how you can do that role better. Leadership mentoring. When I became area director this year, I knew that I'm stepping into minds, but I was thinking that there could be some way out. I can work on this, and I found out one mentor who could help me and guide me whenever I'm not clear on my directions. So leadership mentoring is one thing that you could take from here, from Toastmasters to outside world. One another example, in 2021 February I joined the Medley Toastmasters. I gained a lot in the initial days as a mentee. September 2021 I took up a different role in my organization. From domain SME I moved on to sales. It's a rather big jump, leap jump. Then based on my experience as a mentee in Medley Toastmasters, I reached out to one mentor in my organization to mentor me for my sales role. That really helped me. For the next 6 months, the mentoring helped me to refine myself and become more of a salesperson. So you can take the leadership mentoring outside Toastmasters as well. And club mentoring is one thing which usually from individual mentoring, the next level up is the club mentoring, where you mentor a club, how you bring up and grow a new club. So that way the mentoring can be outside your speeches, outside your projects. You can go beyond your club and beyond your projects. I would like to ask, before moving on to the next topic, I would like to ask some of the participants, experienced Toastmasters here, what is their experience as a mentor or mentee, or difference between coach and mentor, how they have experienced. We are distinguished Toastmasters. Satish, would you like to add something?
Okay, I'll put it in a simple sense. This is more about long term. When you look for some bigger mission, I would call it as a mentoring. Somebody comes to me saying, kids' parents also, adult comes like, I'm bad at grammar. Can I get this corrected in Toastmasters? I would say it's a kind of a co-process. It's a culmination of other efforts will improve in one area. If you look at a short-term, skill-based, competency-based approach, we can go to a coaching. But in Toastmasters, I see most of them is a long-term. It's more of a helping each other, being a pillar of support, guide them, tell them what is the experience of me. So predominantly mentoring is about long term rather than comparing with the coaching part.
Understood. So that's where the difference comes in. If the mentee or the Toastmaster comes in with an intent of a short-term goal, then his experience will not match with what he is getting here. So the mentor, from his part, he has to refine that goal, redefine the goal, so that he could get the best out of the Toastmasters. So the mentor should know very well about the difference between coaching and mentoring, and he should also be able to take this to his mentees so that they set a clear expectation or the goals what he wants to, what they want to achieve from Toastmasters. All said and done, most of us know that yes, mentoring is good, mentoring helps us, it benefits both mentor and mentee, but why it fails? What are the reasons based on our experiences? Maybe distinguished Toastmaster Thomas, you can give one point of why it fails usually.
One particular pattern I can tell you, when you have distant mentoring. Just now, I reminded a mentee of mine. That person goes out of your radar because you don't see them. So distance mentoring is very difficult to pursue unless both are committed.
Right. So you have to set the expectations and you have to live by that expectations. Unless you don't live by those expectations, then the mentoring process fails. Either a mentor or mentee, both of them should align and should have that synergy. One is the template. Typically when we have this mentoring process, a defined process, we always get into that mode of template, process oriented. I have mentored 5 people. I know one person whom I have mentored who is from IT, who is from a similar organization or the same organization, who is into the same role. I know how to mentor this person. So I know I can mentor another person, let's say person B, the same way. Or as a mentee, if I know that okay, I have been mentored by someone of this nature in my previous experience, this the other person B can mentor me the same way. That cannot happen. If you template, it's not a cookie cutter approach which will succeed. It is more like you have to refine and change and customize your approach with the mentoring process. Most of us fail, most of the mentoring fails in this. When we try to template, make it more process oriented, it fails. It has to be more customized and it has to be more individualized approach. The second one is the value misalignment. As we said, you need to have a clear goal, objective, when we are going to meet. As we said, if we both agree that we are going to meet every month in person, face to face, then that has to happen. If once or twice if you are not able to do it, is well, it's okay, but you need to have that synergy and also you have to have that frequency of meeting aligned so that you can make the most out of a mentoring process. Now, what is that secret sauce I was talking about? The first one is the mentee side, which is like drive and to distance. Drive is nothing but how much passionate you are about to achieve that goal. What is your purpose that is forcing you to achieve that objective for which you are into Toastmasters. And the second one is the distance. How far you are from that objective. If I am at level 1 and I try to achieve level 5, then the distance is longer. That is the mentee side component. From the mentor side, it is the gap into relevance and into effort. Gap is what is the difference between the experience of your mentee and myself. What is the experience I bring compared to my mentee? And relevance is how far I am away from his objective. Let's say he is trying to get into level 5. I'm not talking about the projects, but level 5 of his objective. If I'm into level 7, then my efforts and the relevance will be comparatively less. If I am into level 6 and I am trying to train him or mentor him for level 5, my efforts will be more and my relevance to that subject will be lesser. So these are the products of mentor side. Now, what is this relationship that aligns this mentee side and mentor side? That is, it has to be in equilibrium. If the drive and distance of the mentee is almost equal to the gap, relevance and the effort of your mentor, or if it is more than the mentor, it will be more of a pull by which the mentee gains a lot. So it has been proven through Harvard Business Study that this works in organizations where they have objectively assigned mentors and mentees based on their goals and objectives, and it has succeeded most of the times. So even we could also try to assign mentors. Typically in our Toastmasters environment, we assign mentors based on the availability, and that day whoever is available, we ask them to mentor. But understand the objective of your mentee or your member and assign a proper mentor. Any questions? We are almost on time. I can take one question if there is any. Yes, sir.
Thanks for your sharing your knowledge with us. Thanks. Toastmaster session. How you suggest that mentor can evaluate the caliber of the mentee? Two options are there. In the beginning itself or during the process of mentoring, which is best for you?
See, mentoring is not one-time, one-stop solution. It has to be a continuous one. To answer your question, the initial assessment should include what is the caliber of your mentee and how he is progressing is the regular review meeting where you need to assess them. So it has to be a continuous process, maybe once in 6 months or as and when required, we can do that, but it cannot be one time, whether it is in the initial or regular, it has to be a continuous one. Let's move on to the final one. Mentoring is a transformative and a symbiotic relationship between a mentor and mentee. As a mentee, please push your limits beyond your club, beyond your speeches, and look for opportunities to improve yourselves. Never stop seeking knowledge. And as a mentor, don't try to make a copy of yourself, rather create a new version, a better version of themselves. And also create a legacy which will carry forward the legacy of your mentoring further down to the other members and the generations to come. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you for the insightful session on mentoring and for sharing the secret sauce with us. Science says there are various ways in which we can re-energize and rekindle ourselves. Some of them being having a good sleep, having good healthy food, meditating, exercising with movements, playing a sport, and nurturing your creative side, and so on. But what is also important is to identify what are the days or what are the times in your routine or in your life which is also draining your energy. Unless and until we know what is also draining or taking away our energy, we will not be able to address and fix it. With that thought, we would also like to introduce our another evaluator or general evaluator to brief us or take towards the evaluation session. For that, we have Toastmaster Hemant, the general evaluator for today.
Are you ready for the evaluation session?
Yes.
Yes. So let's not delay. Start with the first evaluation of Toastmaster Venkatesh. And for that Toastmaster, I am calling a bookworm, wanderlust, and a storyteller. She is a passionate Toastmaster from Meraki Club. Let me call her on the stage, Toastmaster Srividya. Stage yours.
My speaker, Toastmaster Venkatesh, has successfully completed his speech with the objective that he has discovered his communication style as analytical, and he has discovered it when this particular website, when he was trying to buy the Jaguar, was redirecting to a matrimonial site, and his wife was basically rooting for his juggler. And also he also managed to save his job. And it is a very interesting speech in which you had two personal stories, and he managed to bring out the credibility by saying that his analytical style had helped him to pass the particular job interview and also the rank and the accolades that he received. So I feel that the project objective is met. But certain things which I really thought confused me was, you were basically browsing the site and it redirected to a matrimony site. How are you responsible for it? Right? And the problem should be established as to how you are connected. You could have just said one word saying that the transition, that whereas I am the one who is responsible for this not happening because I have been hired by this company, or I am as a consultant, or nevertheless. So that was actually missing, and that was very confusing for me. How are you responsible for this misdirection? And also I feel that whenever we are delivering a speech, we need not reenact the speech, we can relive the speech. In this particular case, you have a CEO, you have your test lead, right? Even one adjective would have summarized. Maybe the impatient CEO, the eager to please team leader, or tense team leader, or something like that. One adjective would have added to the colors of the character. I feel it was very hurried. That particular con call, the setting, I feel the setting could have been more established for us. Having said that, I really think that this sprinkling of humor throughout elicited quite an amount of laughter that really engaged the people. So that should be basically retained. In addition to that, you can work on, whenever we are telling a story and it has elements of the past and the present. So this is happening in the past. And then you can just step in, and then this is the present. So that we are aware of the timelines of your inference and the happenings from the past. So I conclude by saying that you have delivered an amazing speech. It was really engaging. It had a real life story. The points to note are the transitions, the through line, and also the conclusion. You concluded well saying that how you have basically, the Medley, the analytical skills has helped you in the Medley. But a call to action and a close from an engaging question from the first point would really. Thank you.
Thank you. What a wonderful evaluation. And what I like in her evaluation is adjectives can color the characters. Wow, what a fantastic line she has. Now let me call the next Toastmaster, or the second evaluator, who is a symbiosis of music and software. He works in volunteers, if I am correct, and his life motto is challenge to learn new things. Let me call Toastmaster Naren for the next evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hemant. Hello, Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, Toastmaster Hemalata was supposed to deliver a humorous speech with personal anecdotes. She did exactly that. Congratulations to you, Toastmaster Hemalata. I like so many things about your speech. I've written almost an essay about it, but I'd like to highlight a few important things. The first thing that I liked was the way you opened your speech. You came, stood here, delivered a few witty comments, asked a few humorous questions, and you grabbed their attention. Very simple, very effective. Nothing complex, nothing fancy. It established the goal of grabbing our attention. If grabbing the attention of the audience is difficult, retaining it is much more difficult than that. But you did that. You told us one interesting story after another. Not only was it interesting, it was also relatable. So the reason is, there are some people here who are above 40, and I am almost like I'm about 30. So I could relate to the stories that you were talking about, especially that throwball story. So you kept our attention through relatable stories. The final thing was the way you finished your speech with a wonderful message. Just be yourself, don't worry about your age, eat well, sleep well, stay healthy. Very simple, very powerful message. And that is what we all need to hear in this day and age when we seek for external validation constantly. So well done, Toastmaster Hemalata. Another thing that I liked about your speech was your lovely wordplay. The way you used the Roman numeral for 40, excel, to talk about the dress size and how it is a huge transition from being young to being 40. And also the way you said, I'm not 40, I'm 18 years with 22 years of experience. So all of these wordplays add to the humor quotient of your speech, and you did that really well. When it comes to the commendation, I just have one.
And that is, when I saw the title of your speech, Fabulous 40, I could almost guess what the speech was about. When it comes to humorous speech, it's very important to build up that suspense, and it starts from picking the title of the speech. The audience should not have an idea about what you're going to speak until you come up here and start speaking. So if you pick a title of a speech that creates suspense, especially when you're delivering humorous speeches, that would be great. So to summarize, it was a well-structured speech with a simple opening, nice engaging anecdotes, and a very powerful conclusion. I loved your wordplay. And just one commendation, pick a title that will create more suspense in the future when you're delivering humorous speeches. All the best to you, Toastmasters.
What a wonderful book and knowledge he has given. Suspense is fun. So, over to the third evaluation. And for the third evaluation of Toastmaster Jayashree, I am calling a passionate Toastmaster from Meraki Club. He is passionate about wind turbine, and let me call DTM Satish to the stage. Please welcome him.
As Tony Robbins said, your brand is something which will speak when you're not in the room. Your brand is something which will speak when you're not in the room. Thank you so much, Jayashree, for taking us through this success story of how you built the social media presence which was already available. Good afternoon, Medleys, Miraculians, also the esteemed speaker, Jayashree. I'll start with the three things which I love the most in your speech. Number one, the connect you had for the audience with the first picture on the stage. When you are there starting the speech with the shoe, with this tight episode what you've gone through, it had a great connect with the audience. And also, how did you related this shoe which is not fitting in after a certain time, how important, how you related with the VPPR role and related to your past VPPR, brilliant way to connect with the audience. Number two, being this engaging with humor, also the elective you took it, I see that you had some lighter moments in your whole speech, to starting with the way how you put it, like you know, the kind of connect you had. Also your mom, when she's nagging that you don't even do this homework for your studies or your office, where she is taking alarm for it and everything. It's a nice collection of lighter moments. Number three, the speech which is very memorable, mainly for the reason it is becoming a structured one. You started with the problem, you had your target, and you told us what was the research you had done, you prepared the actions, and finally you come to a conclusion. So these three things are the fabulous one I loved in a speech. Being the speech where you pick up this experience sharing, I have three simple suggestions for you to improvise on the speech to be a magnanimous one. Number one, the Medley Toastmasters up to 775, 760, by the time you took up the role, is already a household name. Already you set your target of increasing 30% of the viewers and everything. I wanted you to think about what was that one value proposition you tried to sell to the new audience or the existing audience. Rather than increasing the percentage of the viewer, what was that value proposition? Either it can be there are members with age group of 18 to 80, or it may be the members who have versatility from the various walks of life. Number one, what was that value proposition? You could easily pick it up. The second one, there are plenty of Medlians in the hall. When you started your term, after end of your term, you could have used few of them or one or two of them as ambassadors for you. You could have asked somebody to voice out, do you know how many followers we have in Instagram today? Or even you can plant it somebody, it can make a connect with you. Number three, being it is small, but is important one, make sure you come at least little time early or before the speech, set it up so that the enthusiasm created by the audience, also the TMOD and the evaluators, will keep you high before you start the speech rather than nagging for your connections. Overall, as Kirk says, there is a quote, you can't decide whether you want to be in social media or not. It is about how you want to be. I'm sure your learning will help us to decide how you want to be in social media. Over to you.
Thank you for a wonderful introduction. Now, timer, please can you tell all the all are qualified. So we are coming for tag evaluation. Are you ready? I guess all of you. Because we are all evaluated in this, not just every speakers. So let me call first timer DTM Karthik.
for his timing reports. Thank you so much, Hemant. Sergeant at Arms Prasanna started by 2:56 and he took 1 minute 8 seconds, and then presiding officer took 7 minutes 38 seconds to give what is ethical leadership, values of Toastmasters, and introduction to the guest. All that she took 7 minutes 38 seconds. And the first speaker, Venkatesan, as an IT expert to save his marriage, Jaguar site, all that, he took around 4 minutes 38 seconds to close. And then Hemalata to explain the challenges of 40 and what is the magical age of 40, she took around 6 minutes 59 seconds. And then Jayashree, she met the target of exceeding the target of 30% and made sure she also exceeded the grace time of 30 seconds by 2 seconds. So the TT, Ashok took 1 minute 28 seconds to re-energize and recharge, and Sundaresan took 1 minute 18 seconds to make sure the CSR is the retreat for him. And the guest Sonal, little short of 2 seconds to be qualified, 58 seconds. But I love the way you get yourself motivated on coloring different colors for lion and owl. And Toastmaster Harini, transition from shy girl to a singer, she took around 2 minutes 10 seconds. And then guest Raja, to get energized in the morning, walking, meditation, so all that, listening to audiobooks, he took 1 minute 21 seconds. Bharat took 1 minute 33 seconds for making sure he is going to sleep before 2 a.m. And then guest Anandi, 1 minute 39 seconds to make sure she is here and made sure she is not 50. I was surprised listening to it. There is a lot of hard work. Maybe that is because a lot of hard work, and she also made sure I'll make a change from 4 to 5. And then the final, Srija Anand took 1 minute 5 seconds to finish his graduation and evaluation. Srividya took 3 minutes 4 seconds for transition and concluding Venkatesh's speech. And Naren took 2 minutes 36 seconds to give a feedback on title, changing the it's not creating curiosity for me. And Satish took 3 minutes 14 seconds to give 3 recommendation and 3 commendation. And overall on the education session, mentoring, boomerang, secret sauce, all that, it took 2 minutes 34 seconds. Both you.
Thank you. What a wonderful and detailed report it is. I was all memorable, like what happened in today's meeting. Now let's call our counter for today's meeting.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and friends, here is my report from the R counter. The Sergeant at Arms starting, no flyover words, no unnecessary words, no crutch words. The presiding officer during her address used "are" unnecessarily 4 times. I felt it was totally unnecessary. And the TMOD Bharat in his initial address, 2 times. I feel it's okay that those 2s are okay, even though it was not so appropriate, but still it's okay. And the General Evaluator started with the "so." First time. So, General Evaluator, timer, no crutch words in the beginning. Grammarian DTM Thomas, absolutely no crutch words. Venkatesh, prepared speech, no crutch words. Hemalata started with the "so." In the beginning itself it was "so." So there were unnecessary "so's" and unnecessarily "likes" 4 times. "So" 2 times, "so" 4 times and "like" 2 times, unnecessary. And Toastmaster Jayashree, no crutch words. Similarly, Toastmaster Pramod, TT Master Pramod started with a "so." Toastmaster Ashok, 2 R's and 2 so's. Toastmaster Sundaresan, no crutch words. Guest Sonal, 2 so's unnecessarily. And Toastmaster Harini, 2 so's, 4 R's and 2 because. And guest Raja Annamalai, like 3 likes, not so likable. And 3 R's, 5 so's and okay 2 times. Probably next time when you come, all these things can be improved. And Bharat Swaminathan, Toastmaster Bharat Swaminathan, or 3 times and so once. For a second time speaker, I think it's fantastic. Guest Anandi, or 2 times and so once. And Srijay Anand, 2 times R. As far as the education section is concerned, it was so good. I felt unnecessarily so's and R's were not at all used. Kudos to you for the 20 minutes. And evaluators, Srividya, 1 R. Evaluator Narain, 5 so's and 1 was useful, 4 was not really useful. And Satish, no crutchwords. Thank you very much.
Our counter, no one is missed from you. So now let's come to our last grammarian. For that, I am calling DTM Thomas for a detailed report.
Thank you very much. GE, good afternoon. A theme for the meeting, such as energize, gives no chance for the word of the day. So energize became a hurricane. It had various avatars. I called it energize, recharge, re-energize, but we were saved the blushes by these honorable people. This is TMOD. Bharat used synergy twice. He was trying synergy between the 2 synergies. Then Hemlata, humorous, she was impartial. She used both. And her example was followed by the TT master and the education speaker. So I was also saved the blushes. That is a record about the twin words of the day. As for what happened, not many problems I could point out, which is a good comment on the entire audience, the M square that I referred to. Congrats. Good expressions, there were many, so I'll be choosy. So if you find your name missing, that's because of the collective quality of the meeting. Some of these. First of all, like I said, energize, recharge, re-energize. Very, very powerful, very powerful. But, if I may say so, rekindle and rewind doesn't come with that. They have another context. Never mind. Then, pass on the energy within time limit. That is the essence of Toastmasters, dear timer. If you look at it, that is the challenge. Then, Toastmaster Hemlata, I accidentally turned 40 again. It's going beyond the grammarian's role. You know, it's very much the humor, multi-humor. Very nice. 18 with 22 years of wisdom. I can say that, and I'll have many years of wisdom, so I wouldn't try it. Then everything is sinking and shrinking. Very, very eloquent, very, very visual, very well put. Then, the metaphor of shining shoes that you saw, brilliant. Then, tips and tricks, very small but had this great meaning. Then, yeah, brand is something that speaks in your absence. Wonderful. A few issues, few months before, I've heard this before, it is few months back, few months ago. Despite everything has been changed. No, despite everything, or though everything has changed. Then retreat, I only know 2 meanings of retreat. One is the army retreats, or you go into a retreat. I don't think it was used correctly here, never mind. Reward, retrospect, review, very good combination of 3 R's. Improve, why? Improve and improvise. Improvise is on the go, do something. It's not improving at all. I hope we can improve that also. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. After a very detailed report from grammarian, now we are here with my report. So, for my report, I would like to tell what was the best thing in today's meeting and what could be improved. First thing is first, snacks are here on time. Second,
Meeting started on time, and this beautiful Christmas tree was looking awesome in today's meeting. Everything was at place and recording started at time. I would like to talk about three things that were educating, entertaining, and elevating for today's meeting. It was how Toastmasters was helpful in the professional life in Toastmaster Venkateshan. Second thing is entertaining. What age, and at that age of 40, also we could be so entertaining. And third is elevating. If we remain persistent, we can get into any shows. I loved all their speeches and it was really wonderful. Finally, only three recommendations I have. First is, please change my name. It's Hemant, not Hemanth. Second thing is, we can have more members to come in our meetings. And third thing is, there could be some person who could check the projections so that we could not have delay in projecting slides. Overall, it is a wonderful meeting. I have just one thing to talk about before I leave. It is self-evaluation. Now we are at the end of year. So what do you think about self-evaluation? Because I think Apunich Bhagwan hai. This means I am the God. So self-evaluation is something which is very helpful. What do you think, Toastmaster, TMOD of today? What is self-evaluation?
Retrospective.
Sure. It is retrospective or reflection on your skills, strengthening it and improving your performance. It will help in making you not remain vulnerable. It will help you in improving your critical thinking and make you humble. And how we could do it? After going through these meetings, we could go and look into how we could have done it better. We could also talk to our mentor and make it improved. Overall, the meeting was really good. Now I give the stage to TMOD.
Thank you. To energize ourselves, we need not take some drastic or bigger changes. Just small changes, incorporating it in our daily routines will do the trick. And these small changes would bring about a positive impact in our life and people around us. We are all Supermans and Wonder Women, and let us all be proud on what we have achieved so far this year. Let us all take a break, re-energize ourselves, and come back to another wonderful and a great year next year. With this thought, I would like to call upon the presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Sundaraman C, for the concluding remarks.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Brilliant Merakians and guests. So fantastic year-end meeting with a lot of synergy and symbiosis. Metaphorically, if I have to say, it is a meeting with two peas in a pod, and I will be the pod because I am a member in both the clubs. And thank you, Toastmaster Anuradha, for immediately accepting the request to have this combined meeting. So let me start with before asking the guest feedback, I'll ask some questions to the audience whether they have listened to the speeches properly.
Yes.
Yeah, the first question goes like this. So, the first speech of Toastmaster Venkatesh, so there was a panel of people who were interviewing what is their background?
Yes.
Sorry, I forgot to tell the rules. So if you know the answer, please raise your hand. And the respective speaker and their mentor and the evaluators should not answer. And I will pick randomly one person who is raising the hand. And you will not get second chance once you receive the goodie. We will move on to the second question or the first question, official question. Toastmaster Hema, what sport she was excelling in? Karthik.
Throwball.
Huh?
Throwball.
Yes.
Timer. Oh, we have chocolates.
Can you? Speaker 3, Toastmaster Jayeshi, when she talked about this her PR role, she mentioned about different social media. YouTube demands what? Consistent
Ivaru chocolate under.
So he is the mentor. Okay. So the next question, please raise your hand. On the 800th milestone meeting, how many followers there? 800. Just raise the hand. Yes, Raja Naman.
801.
801 is the right answer. Please come. What was the topic given to Toastmaster Sundaresan? Except Toastmaster Sundaresan and TT Masters can raise your hand. Yes, Sri.
How do you design a retreat region?
Brilliant. In the education session, Toastmaster Venkat, he gave a metaphoric equivalent for the templatized approach. What word he used? What was the metaphor he used? You know the answer? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yes, Bharat.
Cookie cutter.
Brilliant. Here you go. Sorry. The last question. So in the presidential address, Toastmaster Pravda mentioned about a company and what was that particular medicine that got contaminated?
Company.
No, wait a minute. Harini.
Tylenol.
Yes. Tylenol is the right answer. Here it goes. Thank you. So fantastic meeting today. Today we have 2 people from Medley. They have completed level 1 and I'll invite 2 of them. Can we arrange 2 chairs? So I request all of you to sit down until the member comes here on stage. Toastmaster Narendra and the Toastmaster Pramod Anand, please come over here. I request all of you to give a standing ovation to them. So now let me take a quick feedback from the guests as well as members. Toastmaster Sonal, did you like today's meeting and what is your feedback?
The today's meeting theme was totally matching with what I was looking for. Basically energizing myself, and it was so tiresome to do PhD, and then I was looking for some tips and tricks so that I can take forward. So I got many tips and tricks from this meeting, and hope I can use them for my coming years.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Raja Namlai.
So, especially the educational session by Venkat session, there were lots of insights. Mr. Thomas given the many the grammarian and then timer, he expected lots of sentences and then from how the people they have all said before. So I can say it's like everyone did a very good, excellent job. So I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for sharing your very specific feedback and the takeaways. Guest Anandi.
Yeah, I'm not a guest like structure. I'm a Toastmaster already. So I know all the rules.
I was a little confused because you are introduced as a guest.
Yeah. So this is somehow, I felt, I know about all the rules, how it has to happen. But while I'm coming here, it is totally different than, I learned so many things from our grammarians. Then always, as I said, from A.D. Venkatesh's conversation, then particularly from Srividya. So if I say, phrase it like this, you will ask again, what did you learn from them? So if I say, start saying that, so many, it will take time. But always, as it is, always the Medley Club's meetings are giving 2-3 pages. I have filled so many tips and tricks. This will be useful to me.
Thank you.
Can use it in our
Introduce yourself and share your feedback. Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't get you there.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. I am Harish. I will attend the second session.
from the Toastmaster. Today, Hemalata ma'am really was to motivate everyone. I will attend 2 more sessions to improve public speaking. Thank you.
Your good name?
Harish.
Harish. Thank you, Harish. I think all of us we have candidly or vulnerably accepted that we have all become boomer and concerned boomer. Thanks to the Toastmaster Hema. So let me give away the awards. Best tag role player. Name is what?
You can fill.
Best drag role player, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham, who played the role of Italian. Best role player goes to Toastmaster of the Day, Bharat. Best evaluator goes to distinguished Toastmaster Satish.
Thank you.
By the way, he is going to represent Meraki's division at the district level. Thank you. Best table topic speaker, Toastmaster Ashok Kumar. Best speaker, Toastmaster Hemalata. So for a combined meeting, actually the idea came just like that. I never thought that the year-end meeting will be, the attendance will be thin. I think it was a wise decision to have this combined meeting. So at least now we have a decent attendance today, more than 20 people. So I think I enjoyed this meeting as a member of Medley as well as Meraki. So with this sort of gavel, I adjourn meeting number 813 of Medley and the meeting number 207 of Meraki. Please join us for coffee and snacks. Next week we will have the officer installation.